one and I stand on that. You and me, babe, that's black on black. Black on black. Black on black.
Kendrick Lamar will be going on tour with SZA. Looks like he will be in Toronto on Father's Day. He is the ultimate troll of hip hop, and I like it. I'm not mad. That's how it should play out in art. It should play out in art, I think. Tyler Merritt. Are you have you picked a side? Are you Team Drake? I feel like you like Drake. I feel like you do.
I'll tell you, you know, I think the bigger question is do you consider Drake hip hop? Okay.
No.
Okay. Well, there you go. Right. So is there really a side to pick if you don't really qualify Drake as hip hop? Because I support anything that I think is good for the craft of hip hop. And I don't know if this whole situation made us all better or not. And that's the only thing that I'm concerned about.
I think lines were drawn. So I bring it up because hip hop was born out of a real situation in our culture, right? Even, you know, F the Police and Cop Killer, all of that was born out of something. Drake is he's studio made. And so, and I believe like all of the babies that are out right now, all of them are studio made, and they have manufactured a depraved culture that they exported globally, and it now is how Black people are perceived. So I have a problem with that. So Andrew Schulz, who I don't listen to, said, you know, Kendrick hits him in one of these pieces, and I thought it was Chef's Kiss. I'm actually going to play a clip of him responding to this Kendrick Lamar hit in one of G&Z's cuts. Play it, Smith.
Rappers are telling comedians we need to be more respectful to women. So we gotta sit back and reflect.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
They're the most pious group.
Listen, nobody has respected women more.
Through
art.
Yes.
Than rappers, okay?
Absolutely.
So I completely understand how a rapper could look at a comedian telling a joke and be like, yo, y'all need to switch that shit up.
Yeah.
How dare y'all keep saying your wives are annoying? You know, be more like us and, you know, bitches ain't nothing but hoes and tricks. I beat my bitch with a stick. What? You can lick on the nuts or suck the dick. I beat my bitch with a stick. What?
Did you just think of that?
That's a real lyric.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, that's a real lyric from music that protects women. And for decades protects what. And listen.
Okay.
Right now, the guy on top.
Pause. Number one, I've been railing against lyrics in our music from day one, which is why I'm very pristine with the N-word and all the rest of that stuff, which Kendrick peppers throughout his music. I don't like it. Every time I hear it, I cringe because he's smarter than that. He can use other words. It's lazy. But more than being lazy, it gives people like Andrew Schulz the license to do what he just did. I'm always a proponent of not giving people the bullets that are in guns pointed at us. I'm always going to not give you the bullets pointed at us and the guns that are pointed at us. And that's exactly what this culture, this wave of money grabbing, clout chasing, no art having, no writing skills having, which is, you can say whatever you want about elite Black people or educated Black people. Don't you want to be educated? Don't you want to know things? Don't you want to have the acumen to be able to dissect issues that are going on in the world with intelligence? Don't you want that? Like, do you want to be a knuckle dragging person?
Right.
Like, I feel like even that caller that called up talked about the Black elite. Like, I know he was trolling, but I'm saying that there is an ideology, Tyler, of people who want to look down their noses at people because they know stuff, and it's age old. But all you're telling me is that you're too insecure to do the work yourself to know things. So instead of knowing and respecting that people know things you don't know and learning, you rather we have a whole nation that voted for the people that didn't know stuff. You put people in office that don't know anything about anything, and that makes you feel good about yourself. And somehow the rest of us have to sit in that. So I'm not accepting it, right? So he's not wrong, Andrew Schulz, but he's wrong for opening his mouth about a culture he's not a part of. It's the same thing with Vlad. It's the same thing with all the rest of the folk who are cosplaying in our faces. And the fact that there's a black person that gives you coverage for that, they too are problematic. Whether it's a Killer Mike giving Bill Maher the opportunity to say the N-word with impunity, or some like, yo, at some point there's a line in the sand, because if Michael Jackson can't say kick me and use the K word and it gets bleeped out, and when it's all about the Benjamins and they're stacking chips like what? No, they can't say the word. I'm not going to say it because y'all ain't canceling me. Okay. But if those things get bleeped in art, things rhyme. But they won't let you put that out there on them airwaves because they understand the power of words. And we sit here and defend the bull crap and then let men like that, people like that get away with, like Andrew Schulz, get away with playing in our faces. Yeah, Kendrick said what he said, and I agree with it. Now, Kendrick also do the work. Stop using the N-word. And don't tell me it's niggas, because that's ignorant. That's stupid. Stop trying to make, it means ignorant. No, it doesn't mean what you say it means. It means what that whip and that lash meant when they hit us with that word. That's what it means today, because they're still using it that way. So,
and I think there's possibilities for people to grow and to change. I mean, I don't say it casually. I mean it when I say I don't say the N-word anymore after you and I had a conversation about it, probably one of the first or second times I'd ever been on your show. And I have been a component of saying the N-word for a very long time.
Me too. My parents and I spent our Sundays after church. That word flew. It was so natural. And it reminds me of home. Right?
Yeah.
In my house, right? Martin Luther King used it among his friends. I know some other all the civil rights leaders, current, use the word. But there's an inside the house among family, and then there's outside the house. And unfortunately, what was going on inside is out. We wearing pajamas outside the house. We wearing rollers and slippers outside the house. We're doing a lot of things outside the house that should be inside the house only. And at some point, lines need to be drawn. You know, yes, it's a free country. I can do what I want, but at what cost? Now we lose our humanity, our civility, all the things, all of it. You know, you can't check your children now because you out there doing things. How do you tell your child not to do something and you're doing it?
Yeah.
Like, at some point, we're going to have to reckon with that. And Andrew Schulz, though, whether you're correct in what you're saying, you don't have the right to police or to respond. Kendrick said what he said, which is why Drake is losing.
I think a bigger argument is you got to have gazongas the size of China as a white dude to come back and feel like you can refute a man saying to you, comic, stop talking about black women. And then you, instead of you going, all right, man, all right, Kendrick, and going on, decide, no, I need to come back and try to argue this point. And I think somewhere if he thinks he might sound like he won or he's making a point. But the reason why I shook my head when you were talking about the caller that came in is because I was thinking that same thing. When you said it, it's kind of like that caller. I was thinking that when you said it, I was thinking, no, that dude Lawrence came on here and literally said the words out of his mouth went, there are some smart, intelligent black folks out there that look down on us that aren't, or something. And I was like, bro, this isn't help. Who is this helping? And I don't think he was just trolling, Karen. I think that dude feels that.
Yeah. Because what he's saying, I don't want to read.
Right.
I'd rather everyone be ignorant, and so I can feel good about myself. I'd rather everyone not know so that I don't have to know.
Right.
Ignorance is bliss. That's what he's saying, and I reject that. And to somebody in the chat, Billy, I feel you, but I'm a free speech advocate. I'm not talking about free speech. I'm talking about what kind of world do you want to live in?
Right.
Yeah, you know, free speech has limits. You can't yell fire in a crowded theater. To me, telling people all of this debaucherous stuff and attaching it to black culture, and then it gets exported, is yelling fire in a crowded theater. Because now when I travel, I'm the N-word. I'm the bitch.
Right.
I'm all of these things because that's the way it's been codified in the music that we allowed to happen. And yeah, no, you could say what you want, but can your child cuss you out? They got free speech. You let your child talk to you in the old kind of way. I mean, at some point, we need to be honest about this. I don't talk to my mother crazy today, and I'm in my 50s. I don't cuss around her. I'm not saying, Well, yeah, I'm free. I'm grown, but there are places and times that we do things.
That's such a good example. Like, you're right. I'm free and I'm grown, but I don't say every word in my vocabulary around my parents. I'll tell you right now, like, there is a time and a place for how in which we use words. And I just want, let me say something. Is he referring to the N word when he talks about free speech? Is that what is that what
I
that
guess.
Okay.
Maybe.
I just want to make a comment about that. When I'm writing a book and I'm quoting somebody that was a slave owner and I'm listening to the way they use the N-word, or I'm watching some movie in the past and it makes me want to throw up. Like, I'm watching somebody use that word and it literally makes me want to throw up. I then find myself going, somehow that word that makes me want to throw up right now, we got back to it. And a lot of people say we reclaim the word. And I think to myself, there are some things that are not worth or need to be reclaimed. There are some things that just need to die with the existence of them being in the world. And that is one of those things that I can hand over and say, we just don't need this. And I went 46 years of my life not feeling that way. But I do now, the same way I feel about a handful of other words. I think it's okay to just go, no, I'm good. Like, we really don't need that anymore, especially my people.
The question on the table.
I got the free speech, but no.
Are we willing to grow is the question. When you know better, are you willing to do better? Because I think we all know better. We know right from wrong. We know what's right. 866. If Michael Jackson couldn't say kick me,
the
other K word,
they
bleeped that out. If All About the Benjamins bleeped out. I remember I was driving. I was like, what did they stack chips like? Why is that being bleeped? Oh, that wasn't even as derogatory as, you know what I'm saying? Like as the N word. But no, there's certain cultures that will not let you disrespect them, their people, their ways of no. We sit willfully around and we're debating this. There's no debate. And Andrew Schulz, no. Thank you, Kendrick. Now get rid of the N word, because I know you're a crafty enough writer to figure out how to rhyme something else.
Yeah.
I know there's trigger and bigger, and there's a lot of words that rhyme with that word, so it gets good to you. But let's use that Pulitzer Prize for good. Let's do that. Let's teach the next generation how to really be wordsmiths. That's what I want to get back to. Art versus life. I'm zero tolerant. I'm not even gonna play around.